Recently I've been wanting to get my hands on a classic slope wing, and I happened to find this Wing Warrior Raider that was new in its original box. So I purchased it, it showed up at my door, and I immediately got to building it. Here's the EPP wing cores that are laying in their beds from a CNC cutting, and then here is all of the materials that came with the kit. I used the Hi-Tech HS322 servos and a 2S battery with an 8-channel receiver from FrSky. First step in this wing is to glue the spar into one side of the wing, goop the root edge, and then slide the other wing half onto that. Then you set the whole thing in its wing beds again with weight applied and let it cure overnight. While that was drying, I went ahead and proceeded with the Elevons, and instead of covering them, I painted them, and then I'm going to cover them with a laminate that's clear. I chose painting over covering because I wanted a high visibility color scheme, so you'll see how that plays in when I finish up the wing. It's crazy how much the laminate stiffens up the Elevons. Here's all of the components laid out on the wing getting ready to cut, and I did something different with this wing. I went ahead and cut each compartment out with a razor blade first and then used a Dremel to remove the EPP, and this was a super efficient and clean way to remove all that material. Cutting some channels for the receivers and routing the antennas up through the foam and just getting everything placed in there. Here's everything nice and clean and cut out, ready to install. The next step with these wings is that you want to spray an adhesive down to stick tape on it, and to strengthen it up use a fiber filament tape. So you spray the 3M77 glue down, let it get tacky, and then you can apply the tape and a crisscross pattern on the bottom and top side as well as the nose. After the tape is down, you want to spray the whole wing with 3M77 glue and let it get tacky before you cover it. For covering, I chose Ultra Coat because over time as this gets wrinkly and beat up, Ultra Coat can heat up and shrink back down. So here's the bottom going on first. You just lay it out flat and then shrink it all down, cut it to size, and then I flipped it over and did the same with the top. I did orange on the bottom and white on the top. I also picked up some of this fluorescent pink vinyl backed sticky material that can be applied just to the bottom of the wing to give it some further visibility, and it spells out the word Goomba, which refers to the little mean Mario mushrooms that you bounce on in Super Mario. You can see all my color schemes I drew out for the wing on the little pad of paper there. Here's attaching the Elevons with some tape, just top and bottom, getting them nice and secure in a clean, tight fitment. Here's attaching the control horns and the control rods to the servo arms and the Elevons. Very tight linkages on this build. Here's just putting some tape right on the leading edges to tie in all the Ultra Coat and make everything nice and sealed up. And that was the last step basically for building this wing. It turned out really clean. And then the only thing I did at the end here was I drilled a hole, you can see it in the front, for nose weight. This wing needed about 2 ounces of nose weight. So I just used a bunch of quarters, taped them together, and made a little plug that fits into the front of the wing, so when I go do the maiden, I can adjust it as needed, and then I'll cover that up, make it all clean once I get the weight dialed in. And the maiden of this wing went really good. It flies super smooth and locked in, and that video is coming.